Sorry about that. My video cut out. Give it a minute here for people to jump back on. At a dead spot with my cell service, I guess. All right, hey guys. All right, people are jumping back on. All right, so I got a video uploading here where I called. Yeah. I'm fine. Where I called the New Chicago Police Department, New Chicago, Indiana Police. Were one of the departments involved in the DUI checkpoint this weekend that I was at Friday night and Saturday morning. I tried to speak to one of their officers and just ask them some basic questions like, what time did the checkpoint start, what agencies were involved, blah, blah, blah. Chicago complained about that. And the jumpseat gets mouthy with me, gets aggressive. It says, oh, I know who you are. You were out calling my cops Nazis or calling the cops Nazis, blah, blah, blah. I may have done that maybe once, maybe twice, whatever, but a majority of that came from the other auditor. He was, saying PEP, oink, oink, calling them Nazis. I did make some jokes about doing the Hitler salute, things like that, but that was in my private vehicle where clearly they didn't hear me. So then he, starts bitching about, oh, I'm not doing this for news purposes, that I'm trying to get arrested to get my 5 minutes of fame. You're good, man. Go. That, I'm just trying to get my 5 minutes of fame, blah, 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 by, getting the cops to arrest me. And, clearly that's not what I wanted. I don't want to get arrested, but whatever. So then he starts in and is telling me that, and you'll hear this in the video as long as everything recorded right, because I put my phone on speaker and then recorded it on YouTube, so hopefully it went okay. But then he goes into telling me that in order to come on a restricted scene, hey guys, which is what he was calling the DUI checkpoint, that I need to be credentialed media, and asked me if I have press credentials. I say, yeah. But I say the reality is I don't need press credentials because it's a First Amendment protected activity. And he said, no, it's a restricted scene, that in order for me to be there, I need lawful press or not lawful press credentials, but I need like ABC press credentials essentially, or NBC or whatever. And he basically says, oh, I know what you're about. You're one of those cop block guys and you're not legitimate. And I've seen all your videos and blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm trying to hide who I am. Like, some auditors hide who they are. Some don't. I'm one that doesn't. And because I don't, I get a lot of retaliation and a lot of shit from it. But I don't care if they know who I am. Like, that's no big deal to me. But he was just a prick. Like, all I wanted to say, or was trying to, convey to this guy was like, hey, if this officer was instructed as part of the task force not to speak to me, all he had to do was look at me and go, hey, man, I've been told by my superiors I can't speak to you. You need to go see so-and-so in charge over there. Simple enough. But, common courtesy and manners, I guess, they expect it out of the public, but won't give it in return. I mean, how hard would it have been for that guy to look at me and just go, hey, I can't talk to you. I've instructed not to speak to you. You need to go see Sergeant so-and-so or Commander so-and-so or Lieutenant so-and-so. I'm not a rocket scientist, but I don't think that would have been that difficult to do. So I posted the conversation. I put the number incorrectly in that video. I'm going to correct it once it uploads. But I mean, if you want to call the chief and tell him about being credentialed media, feel free. They have a Facebook page, New Chicago Police. Feel free. New Chicago's this little podunk ass town that has the chief of police, and then that's where rookies go to work for free before they go to other departments. I'm almost positive the only paid officer on the department is the chief. I could be wrong, but I would bet a small fortune on it if I'm not mistaken that their only paid officer is the chief. And he's like, well, I just instructed all my officers not to interact with you because you're just trying to get arrested and blah, blah, blah. I said, that's okay, chief. We'll see you soon. all he had to do was let me vent for 30 seconds and go in one ear and out the other. Like, he didn't even have to reprimand the officer. I just wanted to say, hey, I think as a common courtesy that you should at least say, I can't speak to you, or I've been instructed not to speak to you. And that's all I wanted to say. But, he wanted to turn into berating me about insulting the cops and blah, blah, blah. And he knows what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get arrested to get 5 minutes of fame. No, I'm not trying to get arrested. I'm trying to exercise my rights as a free person that are granted to me by the Constitution of the United States. If I wanted to get arrested, I would have swung at that cop in East Chicago when he shoved his phone in my face and hit my arm, because I had every right to defend myself against an unwanted touch. If I wanted to be arrested, there's tons of things I could do. I don't want to be arrested. Hey guys, I'm just reading the comments here. Get you know. But that's what I mean. Like, I'm not out trying to get arrested. I don't think anybody, I won't say anybody. There are auditors that I feel like that are out to get arrested. Just like I got shit on No Menecio's video, because I gave up my driver's license and my paperwork going through the checkpoint, the DUI checkpoint the other night. If I was trying to get arrested, why did I give my ID and my paperwork up when I went through the checkpoint? I went through the checkpoint to get the footage, to see what was going on, to ask some questions. Could I have refused to give them my driver's license and stuff? Absolutely. I made the decision not to. So for him to say that I was out that night to get arrested is a blatantly false statement. Because I definitely could have done more if I was trying to get arrested. But, I know I don't have as big a following as Johnny 5-0 and High Desert and Freeman and those guys where, a call flood's going to be, 1,000 calls. But, even if 2 or 3 of you, 5 of you, 10 of you, 50 of you, whatever, just call and tell the chief, hey, you don't have to be quote-unquote credentialed media to film in public. That would be cool with me. If you don't want to call the chief, that's cool too. Hit up their Facebook page. 1-star their reviews. There's things that can be done. But I know some people that watch want to remain anonymous, or some people that do this don't use their real names unless they are arrested or whatever. Sorry, I just got a Facebook message from my kid. Right, I know I don't need a big following. I'm getting there. I started out with nothing and I got 1,200, 1,400 people, whatever the case is right now. And that's fine. I don't do this for the publicity. I don't do it for getting rich. I said the other night, I've been doing this 2 years and I've had $100 donated to me. That's it. $100 in 2 years. It doesn't cover legal fees. It doesn't cover gas. It doesn't cover my time. Realistically, I do this on my own time, on my own money, because I believe in it. If I get people that support me and choose to make a donation, more power to you. If you don't and you just like my videos and keep an eye out like good old Gen T does for me, and pops in when I'm live and gives me some feedback and gives me some support, that's great too. If you notice on most of my videos, I don't even put my PayPal or at it. Every once in a while I do. Most of them I don't. I just do my thing. I got a GoFundMe that's set up that I don't link to my videos. I did for a while. I'm just a believer in if people want to support what I'm doing, they'll reach out to me and find the way to do that. But, like I said, if you guys want to reach out to the chief, New Chicago Police Department. And the number is 962 or 219-962-1550, I believe. You can Google it, look it up. They're on Facebook. And just let them know that, you don't have to be credentialed media, calling me one of those cop blocker dudes. That's not cool. Like, I just film an objective record. I wasn't out being antagonistic. The guy with me was. And like I said, everybody has their own style. I don't do things the same way Freeman does. Freeman doesn't do them the same way that High Desert does. Yeah, man. Shoot me a message, indiebluenews@gmail.com. I'm always open to travel. I travel for work some, so if I happen to be in the area sometime or something like that, we can connect up. We can plan a weekend. I'm getting ready to plan an audit in Indiana that hopefully is going to bring down the girls from Chicago, Denise, Lynn, Chi-Town Sue, and Pink. I'm going to try to get an auditor out of LaPorte County to come. And then a few people that have reached out to me locally. That have said, hey, we want to go out with you an audit. We want to be a backup camera guy or gal, or whatever the case may be. We're going to try to get something set up on a big audit here. Not anywhere that we've had problems with specifically, just something that I think would be good. And good to test our rights, I may, while we're auditing, end up at East Chicago, which is the department. If you haven't watched the video, you can go back and look, where they stopped me because I was filming and I was carrying my firearm, and I got surrounded by 5 guys, and the guy shoved his, I put the chief on speakerphone. If the video's done uploading, it was on speakerphone. Next time I'll hook it into my speakers when I try it, but that's the first time I've recorded a conversation with YouTube, so I wasn't sure how it was going to go. We might go back to East Chicago, but if you haven't watched those videos, go back and watch them. I mean, they stalked me for a good hour. I was surrounded by 5 or 6 cops. I had one shove his camera in my face and bump my arm and refuse the ID. I just reached out to No Menecio, and we're going to go audit New Chicago together. Since the chief wants to be a smartass and run his mouth, we'll see how he likes my First Amendment rights. He wants to see aggressive and whatever. I can be an asshole. Ask Hammond PD why I have a couple memos put out on me. I can be a prick. I try not to be. I try to be a decent guy. I try to be objective and fair, when I go out and record. Like Johnny 5-0 says, we give them a stage, and what they do with it is up to them. I've avoided New Chicago because I have family that lives in that town. It's a very small town, and I don't want trouble for my family per se, but like, if you want to just insult me and whatever, I can be an ass. But I just wanted to throw that out there, guys. Check out their Facebook page. I'll try to link it in this video once it's done in the description. I'll try to copy the link. Shoot them a message on Facebook. Call them. Ask for the chief. I asked for him. They didn't even ask who I was. They sent me right through to him. No questions asked. So reach out, if you guys feel the need to seek redress from the government. Any support is good support. Greetings from the Irish in Dubai. What's going on, man? But yeah, reach out to him, guys. Let him know. The video should be uploaded soon if it's not already. I'm gonna correct the phone number on. So I'll be home in about 30 seconds. I to Wi-Fi. It's uploading, but it was going slow. But yeah, everybody stay safe out there, and I appreciate the support. I'll throw it out one time at the end of the video. If y'all want to shoot me any donations to help my cause out, help keep me out on the road, You can send anything to jls7484@gmail.com is my PayPal. One quick plug. If you want to, cool. If you don't, that's cool too. All right, guys, take care.